welcome, everybody, to another insightful and reactory episode of Randomly Insightful. That was a mouthful.
That was. Want to try that one again?
Okay. Welcome, everybody, to another exciting, scintillating, and fantastic episode of Randomly Insightful, where I am Random Jamal. This is Insightful Alex, and we will react to videos for you because you are awesome, and we're doing this for you, not for us. You know, we're not trying to blow up and become an internet thing where we can, do this for a living and stuff.
Surely not.
Anyway, today we are doing another Star Wars reaction because, it's everywhere right now. We're like a month, I think.
Probably less than a month.
Less than a month from the actual premiere of the movie.
And speaking of it's everywhere, this one just so happens to be from Japan.
This one is from Japan. This is the international trailer. By the way, international trailers, I notice, do things completely different from us. They actually show you, like, the big points of the movie. Like, nobody's, like, for instance, the first Avengers movie, nobody saw the helicarrier at all in any of our trailers until the Japanese trailer came out and kind of just gave that all away.
Which is funny, too, that they still do it that way, because now with the internet and YouTube, the world is so small that any trailer that gets put out there for a movie that anybody's interested in, everybody else is going to see.
Yeah. Which, it kind of says something about the international fan base. Like, we're not really there for all of the surprise and stuff. We really just want to see the big, cool stuff.
True.
Yeah. Whereas here, we still have that element of, like, for this movie, they've done a great job of just concealing a lot of the plot points.
Yeah.
We want the twists. We sort of want to be surprised in this film.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And this one, by all means, does not give anything away. It's just a little more in depth in who the characters are, I think.
All right. So,
a little bit more.
Well, we talked about it. Let's talk about it more after we see it. So, without further ADIEU, let's see. That is a massive ship.
Who are you?
This is going to be a beautiful film, no matter what.
Yeah.
With epic shots like these.
Yeah, it's going to be a very pretty film. It's going to be eye candy.
To my family.
Huh.
I will fulfill our destiny. I will finish what you started.
I don't know your name.
Danny.
Henry. There are stories about what happened.
The Force. It's true. All of it.
Nice. See, big stuff.
Hope is not lost today. It is found.
Hope is not lost today, it is found. Well, first impressions. I couldn't help but get over this. One of them, they're both British actors. One of them is being told clearly has a British accent. The other one is being told not to. Strange.
Well, a lot of the people in the Empire had British accents.
Well, I know that, but why are they specifically telling you, hey, sound American for this guy? Everybody else is fine. Okay, whatever. You're right. This is going to be an absolutely beautiful film.
Yes.
The Star Trek movies, which I'm a bigger fan of, by J.J. Abrams, were absolutely gorgeous films.
They were.
it's interesting to see this with the Disney money behind it. It looks like the effects on there are just like they're a level above everything else it does out there. The cinematography looks really good. I like the real world shots as opposed to all of the the episodes 2 and 3. There was just way too much CGI and green screen going on there.
Well, it's interesting how they're mixing the whole thing, because like the original Star Wars film and the prequels to some degree are supposed to be like throwbacks to older films and the serials and things like that, and it's very interesting that J.J. Abrams carries that on, because that one shot of the TIE fighters coming in with the sun behind them is very reminiscent of like an old World War II film, where you see the planes coming in, even like in Pearl Harbor, Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor. Where you see those coming in like that. It's nice that he kind of recognizes where the films came from and continues on those traditions. Even though he's definitely going to put his own spin on it and his own tale and everything like that, it's still nice that there's some continuity to it.
Yeah. In a roundabout way, we've kind of come full circle here. Our first video together reacting online was to the trailer.
Right.
And in that, we talked about how there was no happy ending at the end of episode 6. Sort of.
Sort of, yes.
Yeah, there was sort of no happy ending there. In getting this sort of just reinforces that. Because when Han's voiceover comes on, he's reaffirming that, yeah, the Force did exist. All the stories are true. And then somebody else is saying, we remember what happened. Remember the tragedy. It sounds like immediately after the episode 6, they got crushed.
That is very possible. Even though the Emperor died, it didn't completely wipe out the Empire.
Yeah. I mean, they crushed to the point where now Han Solo went into hiding, and the legend of what happened there, like the actual events of episodes 4, 5, and 6, have been so suppressed that nobody even realizes there was a Force once upon a time.
Well, that's kind of how A New Hope opens up. All the Jedi have, as far as we know, have been killed off, and there is, at this point, no hope in the galaxy, which is, the reason why it's called A New Hope. But we have to relearn the tale of the Jedi. So I think that's what we're doing here, is that it's another 20-esque years later that we have to relearn the tales of the Jedi and of the Force.
Well, the difference between this and A New Hope is that in A New Hope there was no big immediately beforehand there was no success. There wasn't some big turning point in their favor that apparently there was at the end of the episode 6.
Yeah. Where
they did actually make some headway. They destroyed the Death Star twice and they killed
the Emperor.
New Hope didn't have that. It was from episode 1, 2, or 3. It just a slope right downward.
Sure.
No matter who survives it, it was just things got progressively worse. New Hope is basically just kind of or episode 6 basically was kind of affirmation that they'd made success.
Yeah.
This is kind of going, no, they really didn't. We destroyed them afterwards. No matter what that last scene was, where they're all partying in Ewok Village or whatever.
Yeah.
Were they at an Ewok Village?
Yes, they were.
Okay. Yeah. No matter what that last scene implies, no, we got them good.
Yeah. Well, it was a victory because they got rid of the second Death Star.
Yeah.
So that is a victory in and of itself. But you're right; they did not destroy the Empire. And there have been stories, and even though the expanded universe, a lot of that is being discounted as canon now, there is stories in the expanded universe where there were some civil wars inside the Empire to see who would take the reins of it all, but it was still a force to be reckoned with. It still exists.
Yeah. I knew that it existed. I didn't know, getting from or at least the impression given by this trailer, I didn't know that it had still flourished, because that's what I'm getting. It absolutely, it's kind of like being in Iraq or something, and or China or North Korea, where basically they suppress all information from the West.
Right.
That seems like what's going on here. I mean, anything that could give hope to the people is gone, and that's why nobody knows what a Jedi and the Force is.
Could be.
Well, all right. We've talked enough about this, and really we've talked enough about Star Wars at this point. This is what, 3?
3 or 4, yeah.
3 or 4 videos just dedicated to Star Wars.
bring in the ratings.
They do, actually. For whatever reason, they do. Well, we've talked enough. It's time for you to actually contribute to this conversation. And you can do that in a simple, easy, 3-step process. Number 1, click the subscribe button. Number 2, click the like button. And then number 3, leave a comment. Do that, and you get the pleasure of actually feeling like you're communicating with us. Alright, so...
Oh, and it is a pleasure.
Yeah. Alright, so thank you for tuning in for another episode of Randomly Insightful. I am Random Jamal, this is Insightful Alex, and you are awesome. Have a good one.